me to answer three questions to put to you today. The first one being obviously about the PII. And keeping in mind on the day Noah was found before formal identification of his body. Yourselves at NoahsArmy by the media, most likely. My question is, if there's nothing to hide, why have you, under your watch, gone forward with the PII? And even if it's just one sentence, never mind 3 files, to get justice for Noah, we need every bit of information. My second question, I'm just going to give you my questions, and then you respond, please. My second question is, as you're aware, 25th was meant to be the decision day on the PII being sent forward. Within the week, it was very stressful for myself and my sister. Within that week, we were asked then to come in for a formal interview in regards to procession. Now, myself and my sister were just doing a walk. On that day, as a pilgrimage, basically, to Noah, the route he should have taken the day he went missing. Boris Johnson was partying the whole way through lockdown. Myself and my sister wonder why it's still pending that we may be brought in for interview. That's a question that is very personal to us as well. And in relating to being called in for an interview, I'll remind you of your statement to Channel 4 through your organisation, and it says that you are doing a thorough, robust and wide-ranging investigation. Well, you stand by that statement, yes? Yes?
We come on to it in a minute, but
you do. Well, I would call that statement a lie, and the reason being is because of our investigation, it's come to our knowledge that on the street that Noah was last found, last seen, there's an eyewitness who's seen Noah, who phoned the police to make you aware under your watch, and 20 months later, he's still not been called in for an interview, for a statement, and he's seen Noah and two men at the top of the street as well. And that's my questions to you.
Well, firstly, it's a good chance to speak to you again. Obviously, we had that nearly a year ago, wasn't it, when we last had a meeting. Now, I brought Mark down alongside me today.
Thank you.
You might not have met Mark before last time. It was
I've seen
John.
you and today.
But Mark's overseeing the investigation and all the
under
work.
your watch.
Yes, absolutely. So to go through the 3 bits. Firstly, in relation to, I'll take them out of order, which is probably a little bit easier, if you will. Firstly, in relation to that person, if you have fresh information, obviously we're here to listen, and if we need to check where somebody has or hasn't been interviewed. The broad sort of stretch of this, the whole investigation, Fiona, has been reviewed both internally and externally. They've gone through all the available lines of inquiry. So if there's something that you think we have missed, well, we can double check that sort of this afternoon and beyond that, so we can stay in contact in that space. In relation to the call for interview, when obviously I was made aware that it was happening this week, as it would have been tomorrow, we sort of reflected on that, and I've taken some advice about whether that's the right thing to do. So we're conscious that given the pressure that both of you are under, that you need an answer to that pretty quickly. So we're just awaiting that legal advice to see if the whole issue that relates to that can be remedied in a different way, because we don't want to put you through any more pressure than you're currently under. On the broader stuff that you talk about in relation to why everyone's here, I guess, today, and we do recognise the huge amount of scrutiny, cynicism, sort of criticism of what we're doing. The thing that I need to convince you, both and others, that firstly, Mark and I and the wider team, you may have watched the session upstairs with the policing board today. We are determined to get to the bottom of this for you, so that there are some process issues that we have to satisfy ourselves are done properly, and we're working with the coroner to do that as quickly as we can. In relation to the specifics, and again, it's just about not trying to sort of outwit you with weasel words and all the technicalities that go with some of the detail of some of this. At the moment, there isn't actually an application for public interest immunity. But in terms of the duty that Mark has to discharge, working with the coroner, we just have to satisfy ourselves about how information is brought to him. The biggest thing I can say to you, I think, today, and by all means come back with other questions, but we are confident that the coroner will see absolutely everything. And in getting to the search of truth for you, family and supporters, that's the key bit. So that even if at the end of the day, at a future date, we have to redact somebody's name, because somebody as a witness might just not want their name in a public domain, because that's quite normal in an inquest, he will still see everything else. So there won't be any intent to hide anything, sit behind any sort of crucial bit of information, because Mark has been working really, really thoroughly with his team to make sure the coroner has absolutely every piece of information.
Okay, so basically to me, you're passing the buck on to the coroner, and you're also passing the buck on to Mark. It's under your watch.
Yeah, I accept that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, Niamh and I shouldn't be doing an investigation. You're public servants, you're paid to. We should not have to bring a key eyewitness to your door.
And apparently he was the very first phone call made, reporting seeing Noah naked on the street, and still has not been interviewed.
Yeah.
It's extremely worrying.
Yeah, well, we can double check that, because I don't know the specifics.
It wouldn't have come to your
Yeah.
attention,
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
That's very worrying for the public, that your job
Use it
is
all now.
to investigate.
Yeah. Well, it's clearly either afterwards we can double check if you've got sort of details of somebody that we haven't got.
We'll do your job for you.
But certainly
Okay.
Mark and I, when we go back to police headquarters today, can speak to the investigative
Right.
team and see if there's a reason for that, or if it's actually been done as a misunderstanding. Because we have looked at the whole investigation from the get-go internally, and we brought someone from another police service to look at it as well. So let's see, and if we can get an answer to you quickly, either directly or through solicitor, we can do that.
It'll come direct to us, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time, and it is all under your watch,
Yeah, we
Chief
do, and
Constable.
I accept that. And obviously, in terms of our relationship, we spoke last night to others about a meeting, and if you want to follow that up, we can spend more time and go into some more
Okay.
detail respecting the coroner's position.
Appreciate that, but it is a public interest,
Yes,
and so it
it
should
is.
be all be done in the
Yeah.
public.
Okay.
And thank you both for your time today. Do appreciate it.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Thank
hopefully
you.
we can stay in touch, and obviously, as soon as we can get information to the coroner, we determine that the inquest can go ahead and you get the answers you want.
Okay, thank you so